Time Warner Cable is pleased to be an underwriting sponsor for Carolina Week.
Coming up on the October 3rd edition of Carolina Week, we'll give you the final word about the suspension of the rugby team.
We'll show you how the victims of a Carborough fire are coping after the ashes.
In sports, we'll show you Carolina's weapon that keeps the opponents guessing.
Weathercaster Johnny O will have your Carolina Week 4-day forecast.
All that and a perilous pumpkin predicament. Carolina Week starts right now.
From the James F. Goodman Studio in the School of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, connecting campus and community, this is Carolina Week.
Hello and welcome to the Wednesday edition of Carolina Week. I'm Sarah Huffman.
And I'm Adam Rue. Thank you for joining us. The rugby team has been on suspension since early September, accused of hazing, misrepresenting the university, and violating the alcohol policy. Reporter Lib Curley is live in the newsroom with the latest about the team's off-field problems. Lib?
Adam, last night members of the rugby team found out they'll be back on the pitch in a couple of weeks after a month-long suspension. UNC's rugby club filed into Fetzer last night in a different uniform. During a 2-hour meeting, the UNC Sports Club Council tried the team on 2 of the original 3 charges. The hazing allegation was dropped before the meeting began. Co-captain Todd Gardner says the team wasn't surprised.
The charge of hazing was dropped completely, and that's something that we always knew was going to be dropped. It's just a shame that it pulled us down initially.
The players waited as the council deliberated, and the verdict was split. The council found the team innocent of misrepresentation of the university, but guilty of violating the alcohol policy. Officials found Facebook pictures indicating underage drinking, which served as primary evidence in the hearing. Council member Kathleen Casanova says the players' behavior during the deliberation worked in their favor.
Well, I think that the evidence presented itself in such a way that it was pretty obvious that violations had been made. But I think what was really pleasing and was really a really pleasant surprise was how seriously the team took it and how invested they were in making changes.
The players emerged from the meeting with the title of UNC Rugby intact. They'll serve 2 weeks probation as punishment, which means they can practice but not play competitively. All scheduled matches are canceled, but officers will have the opportunity to reschedule those games after the team is reinstated. Soon this field won't look so empty, and this ball will be back in the action. The players will hold their first practice Friday afternoon on Ehringhaus Field.
So, Lib, there's no punishment for the team beyond the next 2 weeks?
No, but you can bet the Sports Club Council will be keeping a close eye on all club teams following this incident.
Lib Curley live in the newsroom. Thank you.
Chapel Hill police say gang members are responsible for this week's shooting at Visions nightclub. Shots rang out inside the club early Monday morning, leaving 6 people hurt. Investigators say they've connected some of those involved to Durham gangs. But at this point, officers still don't have any suspects. Many neighbors say Visions isn't the first problem spot on Rosemary Street. They want the town to close Visions just like it did with Avalon nightclub after a murder there last year. Police spokesman Kevin Gunter says Visions owners have decided to keep the doors closed until the investigation ends.
Well, I think they are concerned as well. They emphasize that they are looking at the direction of their club, so they're concerned as well, as they should be.
Gunter says officers have responded to Visions at least 30 times since the club opened in January. It's now a follow-up to Sunday morning's deadly apartment complex fire in Carborough. Reporter Carla Babb is at the site to see how survivors are coping.
Sarah, this is a typical apartment building in the Colonial Village complex, but after Sunday's fire, this charred rubble is all that's left of what G Building residents used to call home. A teacup, some clothes, and a piggy bank.
The dog's hair.
These things are all that's left of what Jonathan Foster called home for 2 years.
Right here would have been the walkway, the stairs. They pretty much came right here and went right up beside those trees. This way is where my apartment was.
This is the first time Foster's looked through his belongings since the fire on Sunday.
That's my golf shoe. Was my golf shoes.
He says he was fortunate to be with family in Broadway, North Carolina at the time of the fire, but he still feels helpless.
I guess I'm needing of goodwill right now, you know.
Because nothing lost in the flames was insured.
I did not have renter's insurance, and that's one thing I would say everybody needs to get. I didn't have it this time, and if I ever rent again, I know I will have it next time.
But there's a glimmer of hope rising from the ashes. The American Red Cross gives fire survivors money to live off in times of need, and spokesman Tim Bodie says they're happy to help.
You wish disasters never occurred, but it's always great to have an organization such as the American Red Cross who can go out and meet with the clients when a disaster does occur to help them get back on their feet.
Although Foster appreciates the help, he knows there's still a long road ahead.
It's just going to take time and to rebuild everything I had and try to, start over from scratch.
And since no one I talked to had renter's insurance, all the families say they can do is stick together to start rebuilding their lives.
So Carla, what can people do if they want to help?
Well, if they want to donate, they can contact the Orange County Red Cross. Their information's on our website at www.carolinaweek.org.
Carla Babin-Carborough. Thank you, Carla.
Students at UNC are working to show support for pro-democracy protesters in Burma. Images of monks protesting against the corrupt military junta have garnered international attention. The Southeast Asia Interest Association at Carolina is hosting Burma Awareness Week, featuring a documentary, discussion, and political awareness among students. Joey Mara says Awareness Week provides a chance to educate the community about what's happening in Burma.
It's critical that the world, the international community, support Burma and, and try to usher out this really corrupt regime.
The SEAIA will sponsor a discussion today featuring a former political prisoner in Burma, followed by a candlelight vigil on the steps of Wilson Library.
If you're confused about whether you want to major in public health or public relations, you could have found some guidance today. The General Alumni Association hosted the annual Majors and Minors Expo in the Great Hall. The event gave students a chance to talk to representatives from different majors and pick up information. The schools tried everything from free toothpaste to sweet tarts to science experiments in order to woo students to their tables. If you missed the expo, you can still pick up an information packet at the Alumni Center.
With energy costs on the rise, people are looking for any bright idea to reduce their power bills. Home Depot is just one of many retailers selling eco-options light bulbs designed to reduce your energy bills and help preserve the environment. They consume 75% less energy and last up to 10 times longer than other bulbs. To switch to eco-options, just make a quick stop at your local hardware store.
Are you a smoker who already feels like you're spending too much money on cigarettes? Then you might not want to see Congress pass a bill it's recently proposed. The bill is intended to give additional funding for children's health care, and the money would come from raising the tax on cigarettes. The bill would increase the tax on a pack of smokes from 39 cents to $1. That's a 156% markup and might not sit well with consumers. Smoker and UNC senior Tyler Utt says he'll keep right on smoking.
I appreciate what the government is doing. If they decide to raise taxes on cigarettes, like government taxes on cigarettes, I would still buy cigarettes because I enjoy smoking and I support the government. So, I mean, it's really not that big of a difference.
President Bush has already said he'll veto the bill if it makes it to his desk.
You know, I really like to build things.
Me too, and so do these students. Coming up, Carolina seniors give Habitat a helping hand.